So, what I'm saying is that for you to understand and know that raising a child is an assignment from God, you need to understand how do children come in terms of the spirit, especially special kids, especially special kids, especially those who are special, those kids who carry a star, those kids who are born for great things. Kids, when this is how kids are born. Let me tell you how kids are born in the spirit. Let me tell you how children come about in the spirit. So heaven decides and say, by this year 2060, for instance, by 2060, we would like or we want to have a prophet in Joburg. We want to have a prophet in Durban. We want to have an apostle in Port Elizabeth. We want to have a pastor in Tata. We want to have an anointed teacher, anointed doctor, anointed businessman. By this year, this is what we want. So what I'm trying to say is, heaven looks at the need. Heaven looks at the need to say, by this time in Africa, we need an evangelist that will move the world. But by this time in America, we need a very anointed teacher, a great anointed teacher. That's what we need. That's what heaven decides. By this time, we need an anointed businessman, anointed farmer in this area. So what I'm trying to say to you is that it's always an assignment that heaven establish for someone, or they discover an assignment. I don't know if I'm using the right words, but it's always going to be an assignment. And now, because of the assignment, a need for a person arises because of the assignment. If God wanted to have an apostle, like a very anointed apostle in Mtata, for instance, he would have decided that long time ago. So heaven would have decided that long time ago. But now, this is what I want you to get. It's always the assignment that arises before an individual is born. So if you've got an assignment from God, that assignment was there before you. You are not greater than the assignment. You are not bigger than the assignment. There are people who think that they are bigger than the assignment. No, it's not about the individual, it's about the assignment. You see? If God wanted a special anointed nurse in a certain hospital to be born, that's an assignment, because God wants a nurse in that labor ward that will be touching these babies immediately they are born. So God would make a plan for that person to be born. So it doesn't matter what assignment it is, but it's always an assignment. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. So it's always an assignment first before the individual comes. The coming of great men of God was not a surprise. A. Allen, Catherine Kuma, the great men of God that we know, and Macpherson, Dowie, all these people, Brandman, all these people, Prophet T.B. Joshua, Apostle David. These people, there's so many of them, countless, there's so many of them. So, there's so many, Pastor Chris Oyakhilome, Pastor Benny Hinn, Evangelist Dirk Howard Mills. So these people, it's an assignment that arose before them. The anointed pastors, businessmen, farmers, all these people that you see today. I'm talking about anointed people. I'm saying anointed, because there are those who are doing it, but they are not anointed to do it. There are doctors who are not supposed to be doctors. There are nurses who are not supposed to be nurses. There are pastors who are not. There are prophets who are not supposed to be prophets, But that's a story for another day. But it's always an assignment first. Now, when an assignment has been, the coming of Jesus, The assignment was to save the people. That's the assignment. So there was a need. And then heaven sat and asked, who can we send? And Jesus was elected to be someone. And he agreed to come into the world. And this is in the Bible. So now, when an assignment has been established, the next duty now is for heaven to appoint a suitable womb to carry that child. So heaven now descends. They look around. Oh, okay. We want this apostle to be born in Mtata. We want this prophet to be born in the UK, in Africa, blah, 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 blah. Now, angels come down and look for a suitable womb. Once a suitable womb has been found, a plan is made for that baby to be conceived. How people meet, where they meet, doesn't matter. It's a heavenly assignment. But there will be always an explanation that, no, I met my boyfriend, I met my husband, I met my dish, da, 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 da. There's always going to be that explanation because that's your explanation in the world. That's your natural explanation. That's your explanation that is below the sun. It's not an explanation from above the sun. I'm giving you now an explanation from above the sun. So I'm giving you a supernatural explanation of how children come. So now, so the plan is to have an apostle. I'm making an example. And then heaven comes. They come to Bloemfontein. Oh. And then they find a woman to say, this one can carry this, can conceive this baby and carry this baby for 9 months until the baby is born. Like I said, it doesn't matter how the parents met and all of that. What matters is the assignment. Okay, now, once these two people meet and the baby is conceived, the darkness will pick it up that there is someone coming who will torment us. So let's go and torment that woman. Let's torment that baby. Let's kill that baby. That's how some people are getting miscarriages today. That's why some people are getting miscarriages today. That's why there are so many abortions today. That's one of the reasons. Because you conceive what you don't know. You conceive what is great that you know nothing about. You conceive a star. You conceive a child of great destiny, but you don't know anything about it. Okay, in some cases, the conception takes place, the baby is born, and the devil makes it his assignment to destroy that baby.